Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to do a problem on computation of taxable gratuity. So let's look into the illustration. Mr. Z, an employee of XYZ Limited, retires from his service on 16th January 2019 after serving for 36 years and 6 months and 1 day. He receives rupees 97,000 as gratuity under the Gratuity Act of 1972. At the time of retirement, his basic salary was rupees 2,300 per month and dearness allowance was rupees 400 per month. What amount of gratuity will be taxable for the assessment year 2019-20? Okay, so this is the illustration. Whenever you get an illustration on computation of taxable gratuity, first thing you need to find out is whether the employee is covered under the Gratuity Act or not. Now, if we look into the problem, here it is given that he receives rupees 97,000 as gratuity under the Gratuity Act of 1972. Okay, so here we actually get a hint that the employee is covered under the Gratuity Act. Now, in the previous video, I had taught you the format for gratuity. So, using the same format, we will calculate taxable gratuity over here. So, first, this is the format which I taught you in the previous video. Now, if an employee, see here, it is it is given that Mr. Z is an employee of XYZ Limited. XYZ Limited means he is a non-government employee. So, for a non-government employee, we have two scenarios, and if we see in the problem, it is given he is covered under the Payment of Gratuity Act. So we will use these formulas for computing the taxable gratuity. Okay, so least of the following will be used to compute taxable gratuity. So first thing we need to do in the solution is calculate, write the name of the assessee, that is Mr. Z. Status, since nothing is mentioned, we assume he is a resident. Then the previous year. Then the assessment year has to be written like the previous year in this format is problem is 2018-19, assessment year is 2019-20. Okay, and then after that the category has to be written. Now here he is a non-government employee, so that has to be written. Now after we write these basic details, then first thing we need to write is actual amount of gratuity received. So actual gratuity received, because only from the actual amount, okay, when we minus from the actual amount, if we minus the exempted amount, then we will get the taxable amount. Okay, so actual gratuity received, if you look into the problem, it is given he receives rupees 97,000 as gratuity. So this is the actual amount of gratuity received. So actual gratuity received will be rupees 97,000. Okay, so from the actual gratuity, less least of the following. Okay, for less least of the following, again look into the format. Okay, as per that, least of the following. Okay, he's covered under the Payment of Gratuity Act, he's a non-government employee, so we'll use this particular format. The first formula is 15 by 26 into last run salary into service period. Here last run salary formula, if you see, is basic salary plus dearness pay plus dearness allowance, and service period fraction of a year. If it is more than 6 months, we will round it off to the next year. If it is less than 6 months, we will ignore it. Okay, so the same formula I will be writing it in the solutions part. First condition, that is 15 by 26 into last drawn salary into service period. Okay, now to calculate last drawn salary, I said you the formula is basic salary plus dearness pay plus dearness allowance. Okay, so we will compute last drawn salary in the working notes. Last drawn salary is equal to basic salary plus dearness pay plus dearness allowance. So let's look into the problem to find out what is the basic salary. See, at the time of retirement. His basic salary was 2,300 per month. Dearness allowance was 400 per month. Nothing is given about basic pay. So we will use these two for calculations. Okay, so basic salary is 2,300 per month plus the dearness allowance was given as 400 per month. Dearness pay is not given. Okay, you should calculate the last one salary for 1 month. Okay, so remember this, you should calculate it only for 1 month. So that's why this per month figures itself we will take. Okay, so 2,300 plus 400 will become 2,700 over here. So this is the last one salary. So again, in the formula we will substitute this value 15 divided by 26 into last on salary is 2,700 into service period. Now if we look into the problem, he has worked for 36 years, 6 months and 1 day. If it is more than 6 months, okay, the fraction of the year should be rounded off. Now here it was given 6 months, 1 day, which means we should round it off to we should assume this partial year as also 1 full year. So it will be 36 plus 1 full year, which will be 37. Okay, so the service period will be 37 over here. So when we substitute, when we simplify this particular formula, then the answer which we get is 57,635. Okay. Now moving on, continuing with the problem, we've completed the first, we've done the first part, okay, of the list of the following. So the second part is gratuity actually received, you need to write, okay. So in the solutions I will write gratuity actually received. Now again look into the problem. What is the actual amount of gratuity received? Here it is given, right? 97,000 as he receives rupees 97,000 as gratuity. So this 97,000 has to be written over here again. 97,000. And the third point is maximum limit of rupees 20 lakhs. So maximum limit of rupees 20 lakhs. Okay, so we need to find out of these three is, okay, in the solution, out of these three we need to find which is the least. The first, when we calculated the first part, it was 57,635. The second is 97,000 and the third is 20,000. So out of these three, which is the least? 57,635. So therefore exempted amount of gratuity is 57,635. This 57,635 should be minus from the actual gratuity received. See, actual gratuity received less least of the following. Least of the following is 57,635. So from 97,000 I will minus 57,635. The final answer which I get is 39,365. This is the taxable gratuity. So always remember, whenever you have these formulas, okay, when you're computing gratuity, you should always remember from the actual amounts, okay, from the actual amounts minus the exempted amount. Then we will get the taxable amount.